as soon as possible. Initially, your instructor will want your arms in one of three positions. Across your chest like this, holding onto the harness like this, or with your arms in the air like this as you go out the door. No matter whether you are seated in the aircraft, kneeling, bent over in a squatted position, or even if you are in a larger aircraft and are able to stand. As you exit the aircraft, you must transition from whatever position you are in to the arch position so that you can be stable in free fall. This is very important, so pay special attention.
When you're coming out of the plane.
In a proper arch, your legs are almost together, your feet are pointed towards the sky, your torso is arched, your hips are thrust forward, your knees are up, and your head and shoulders are up. This is very important. It is also important to be symmetrical. In other words, your arms and your legs should be equal. If you do this, you will cause a turn. So if for some reason your instructor is trying to move your arms back into position like this, please cooperate. What he might be trying to do is eliminate a problem that is causing a turn. If your legs are down, expect your instructor to take his legs and reposition yours like this. Remember, as the two of you are falling through the air, it's your arms and legs that are presented to the relative wing first. Therefore, it's your arms and legs that may have more control than your instructor's. That's why we want your legs up out of the airflow, so that your instructor's legs will be more effective. And speaking of falling, did you know that you will have no falling sensation? That's right. What your senses will detect is the wind from the aircraft moving at 80 to 90 miles per hour when you jump. That is what you will feel the most. So it's not like the sensation of falling that you would experience if you fell out of bed. And there's no G-force like there is on a roller coaster. In fact, many people have described free fall as a flying sensation. So if you ever wanted to fly, here's your chance. On the ride to altitude, you'll be wearing a seatbelt for most of the ride. In the event of an emergency in the aircraft, your instructor will notify you. Perhaps he will instruct you to refasten your seatbelt to ride the airplane back
so
down.
whenever we sit, we need to make sure that we sit where Dad's
to make an early
closer
exit
to the door.
aircraft. So
Whoever
if your
goes in
instructor
first,
instructs you to present yourself for attachment, do so.
So I'm going
immediately.
first, you going second.
Also, on the ride to altitude, you might notice some pressure in your ears and some difference in your breathing. That's completely normal, as the air gets thinner as we climb higher. If you feel a slight pressure in your ears, yawning usually helps. If you are jumping from a different aircraft than you see here today, don't worry about it. Your instructor will rehearse the specific exit for each aircraft. The first thing that we're going to watch is a side view of an exit. Even though you can't see the pair balled up in the plane, they are. Now watch how they come out of the balled up position into an arch after they exit the aircraft. Next we have a different aircraft and a different view of an exit. Also, notice the position of the arms and legs in free fall. It is very important that you never ever grab your tandem instructor's arms or hands, as he must have complete freedom of his arms to operate the parachute system. Think about it. If his arms are not free and he cannot reach the operating handles when he needs to, who will pull the ripcord? So I cannot emphasize this enough. Never ever grab your instructor's arms. By the way, we aren't jerked very hard when the canopy opens. What you saw was an optical illusion, as the camera person kept falling when the tandem canopy opened. So don't concern yourself about that. On your way down after the canopy is open, and also again for a short while after you've landed, you may feel some pressure build up in your ears. Not to worry, this is a fairly common occurrence, and it is only the result of your ears equalizing again to the air pressure at ground level. It will go away on its own. After your instructor opens your parachute and you start gliding towards the ground, you will not notice much difference between 5,000 feet and 3,000 feet, or 3,000 feet and 2,000 feet. However, as you glide closer to the earth, 300 feet, 200 feet, 100 feet off the ground, you'll probably notice a phenomenon called ground rush, where the ground seems to be rushing out to you. This is totally normal. Don't worry about it. Your instructor is going to be making a landing, and he is skilled in doing so. Just like landing a glider or another aircraft, it's just a matter of timing. You may be assisting your instructor on landing, which you will have rehearsed multiple times at a higher altitude, so just do as he instructs you, when he instructs you, and you will have a nice landing. Depending on wind conditions upon landing, Your instructor may elect to do a slide-in landing, which is very common in tandem jumping. Or, if the winds are a little stronger, he may elect to do a stand-up landing. That's his choice, and he will train you for that. At altitude, after your parachute opens, he will rehearse 2 or 3 landings with you to make sure that you are familiar with the procedure. As you are rehearsing your landing with the instructor, one of the most important things to think about are your legs. It is imperative that you keep your legs up for landing so your instructor's feet touch ground first. If you will notice here, the student has bent their legs so that their feet are level with the instructor's for landing. He may have you bend your legs like you were sitting in a rocking chair. We call this position the chair position. It is very important that your legs are not hanging straight down on landing. Let's look at the consequences if your legs are straight down on landing.
That's how I hope mine is.
Not me too.
Whoops.
Landed on his knees.
Ouch.
See what I mean? Want to see that again?
No, don't. Whoa.
Ouch. So remember,
So keep your
those
legs up.
You hear that?
I don't think she can lift her legs.
Yeah, listen. I need to be like.
In summary of landing,
I'll show you the video of
your
this
instructor
skydiving.
will
I
tell you,
landed on my butt.
legs up and slide in,
Oh, you missed
Run.
the circle.
or stand up. Okay, that's all I wanted to cover with you. Your instructor now needs to cover your exit, arc, and canopy control. And you should be ready for the throw of your life. So
Blue
have a great
skies.
skydive.